morning. It is Saturday, November 27th. 27th, is it? 27th. 27th. Yep. That's a little test. A little game I play with myself every day. Ooh, my hot water's going. My tea's getting ready. Everybody's ready for 11:11 on a Saturday. What's a Saturday? Saturdays are fun. Saturdays have been full and fun for a long time. I look forward to them anyway. I hope you do too. Oh, speaking of you do too. Where's my phone? That's right. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Julie Luce, good morning. Are you at the airport? Hello, William D. And the other two of you. Michael Bartoloni, hello, how are you? And there's one more. Lurker. Do I know you? Do you know us? Have you been here before? My name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I am here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. Michael Keel in the house. Good morning. So every day. And if you don't watch it here, when it's live, it stays on Facebook. And then it magically, well, not magically, well, he's pretty magical. William D. Lindemann takes each and every show and makes a copy and puts them all on YouTube. Poof, they're all on YouTube, right? I have never, I can't even, I sometimes have a problem with the printer. I don't even have a printer, to be honest with you. So, no printer going on. Morning gang, we're the morning gang. That's right. Ooh, you're getting close, but you're not far from the airport either, which is so nice. It's so nice being close to an airport. Where I've lived in places where I've been a train rider, right? Oh, your mom. Hi. I've lived close to airports, and I've lived 3.5 hours away from an airport. Not easy to get to an airport, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going anywhere right now because it's one more Saturday morning. With Jeff Metzger. That's right. With Jeff Metzger. I hope you didn't wake your mom. Maybe. There aren't 11 of you here. There are 4. Where did he go? Whoop, there he didn't go. While we're waiting, I'm going to get my tea together. My tea together. My Tellessee tea together. My Tellessee. Hey there.
Sorry, Joey just arrived with West. The Doggopalooza just began here.
Doggopalooza!
Open the front door. Are we on? Or are we just talking? We're on. Are we on or are we just talking?
I love that shirt.
Where's my standing ovation for being late?
Well, hello, Rob Morocco. I love that shirt. Where did you get this shirt?
I think just at a local store a while back.
And then your hat?
I'm through thick and thin, baby. Through thick and thin.
Good for you. Mine's in the wash. I wore it the other day. I'm trying to be a good fan. But my goodness, they're not very good this year, are they?
No, not so far.
Not so far. Could it change?
Yes, it could change.
Really?
I don't know if it could change enough. Their schedule is much more favorable now at the end than it was at the beginning. So they have some very beatable teams coming up, but they have to start playing.
Beatable teams. Not beautiful teams. Beatable teams.
Well, anybody can win any game in that league, but they're playing the weaker teams on their schedule towards the end than the beginning. The beginning was a murderer's row of and then they were kind of, hi Layla. Unlike the Dubs who are smoking.
Smoking, like, forget about it. They are the
So is
machines.
Phoenix. So is Phoenix, who's won 15 straight, and they play each other twice next week. So we're going to find out a lot about both teams.
Hey, Layla. Is
And
West
then West both. That's what I can do here.
party?
Yeah, Doggopalooza. Doggopalooza's here today. How do I get this thing turned around? There we go.
Press the little.
There we go.
Aw.
Doggopalooza. Oh, they're off. Off they went. Okay.
So what's news? What did you have for dinner last night?
Leftovers.
Oh, and tell us about your leftovers.
We just had, I was going to cook, going to make it different.
But I'm sure you do a simple twist or two to your Thanksgiving.
So I was going to cook and just preserve leftovers for date things. And I went running. I didn't running. I went swimming. At the end of my swimming, I got really tired. And then I came home, and then we had to walk the dog. We took the dog to the green belt, and I was just kind of starting to hit the wall. So I came home, and I said, I'm not going to cook. We'll just heat up leftovers whenever I feel like it. Well, I got some water and some wine, little food, and I was back to normal. But I said, still don't want to cook, so we just heated up the leftovers. So we just heat them up, stuck them in our steam oven, which cooks them a little bit moisture, and ate the turkey cold. And that was, watch the Warriors. Then I was planning on an early night. Then I said, okay, well, I'll watch the end of the Lakers game. They're playing Sacramento after the Warriors were over. They started a little later. And then I'll go to bed early. 3 overtimes.
3 overtimes?
3 overtimes. Game goes to almost 11 o'clock.
Wow. That's exciting. Who won?
Mm-hmm. Sacramento. Lakers blew another one. Which I guess is fine, but keep them so far behind the Warriors that they can't threaten them,
It'll happen.
So last night was leftovers in basketball.
We'll be going to a parade.
You know what? It's the journey, not the destination. And, so, it's way too far down the road.
Oh, it's part of a joke. It was part of a joke. For years when they were winning, you'd say, hey, you going to the parade? Maybe I'll go next year.
Oh, okay. I get you.
So,
but
it's a great journey.
I'm forgetting. I'm not even worried about those expectations. Just, every game is, it's just, there's so much fun to watch.
There's so much fun to watch.
To try to be focused on the ultimate outcome, would spoil the just the watching them night to night. I was just reading before you got on, kind of on the same topic. If people that have if you find your way to The Athletic, that's a subscription only.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
The Athletic, which is a subscription only sports magazines, newspaper one.
Okay.
They did a local reporter who's very good. His name is Marcus Thompson. Did a piece this morning about Clay Thompson, who's about to return. Former All-Pro. He's about to return in a few weeks after being off the court for 2.5 years. First with a torn ACL that he suffered in the 2019 finals, and then just as he was getting back the next year, he tore his Achilles and has missed another year. And he wrote last night at the he's in street clothes. He's in street clothes watching the game. And last night he was so overcome by emotions of just the whole journey he's been on, and how close he is, that he literally stayed on the bench. He wasn't playing. He stayed on the bench for 35 minutes after the game. He could not move. He was just soaking it all in, thinking about it, staring at the floor, putting a towel over his head, wiping his eyes. Players coming up to him. He just literally was just overwhelmed by the whole experience. Now he's a couple, and the writing is just brilliant about to express this this whole thing. So anybody,
Is it a, is it a magazine?
only link. I'll try it. I'll try it, but how I can do it.
Morning, Leafkeeper.
Everybody can figure out. Maybe there's a a Black Friday or Cyber Monday freebie or something going on out there that. Let's see if I can. How do I do this now?
Are you a cyber shopper?
No, Layla is.
that it gets.
The answer is pretty much.
Do you get the Barkbox?
Wait, one thing at a time here.
Sorry.
Here's the link.
Patty Loman, you sent me.
Okay, I just posted the link. Okay, so that at least you could have that and everybody can figure it out. Now, back to your question of cyber shopping. Lately, I've had a number of things come more than I normally do. Just a pair of shoes instead of going shopping for shoes. I just have 4 or 5 delivered. Try them on.
You can buy shoes on. I could never do that. Because even the same pair of shoes can be a different shoe. If I like a pair of shoes, if I love a pair of shoes, I'll buy 2 pairs.
That's why you get free shipping and free returns, so you can do it that way.
I know, but.
And I had a couple of them. I had some idea of what the fit, so I kind of knew what I was doing. In any event, a lot of stuff is coming. But Layla, I think I may have mentioned, Layla thinks every package is for her. Okay, because half the time she's right.
Yeah, right.
So yesterday, and now because we play that game with her, where she put the ball in the box in a bag, and the bag in another box, the box. She now thinks that a package is part of the game. So sometimes we'll put the package on the floor and let her open the package.
Oh.
So Layla's doing right, Layla. So yesterday there was a package for Layla that contained a couple of toys. So we let her open the box and find the toys on Layla.
And have you ever Barkbox? Do you Barkbox?
What's Barkbox?
Kind of cool. It's a box every month for dogs.
Oh, I think if we did that, we'd have to have the one where you get up 3 times a week.
They give you like let's see. They give you, and every month it's a different theme. Like this month is Spider-Man. And the Spider-Man, you'll get a Spider-Man toy, and then you get a little game, and you get a little treat, and
what's the link or what's the?
It's called Barkbox.
Barkbox. Layla, you want Barkbox? You probably like it.
I'll post it in the link for you. I'll post it, and then I will even send it to you because that's the kind of gal I am. Boom, there it is. And I think they always do a special now. But you get a treat, you get a toy, you get a game, you get something. They get like 5 things. A little chew stick, and if you have a dog that loves to tear things up, they'll send you a stronger toy.
More reason for the Amazon man to show up, right?
No, it's Barkbox. It's not Amazon.
Oh, well, we call all deliveries the Amazon man because Layla is smart, but we haven't yet been able to explain to her the differences between Amazon, FedEx, UPS, and USPS.
She hasn't figured that out yet.
She thinks that they're all the same.
She just thinks they're all for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
I'll deliver to the day. You should have seen her going to open the box. You should have seen her. She could not figure. She went up and down this club, smelling and everything. She could not figure out why that it wasn't for her, and she was like perplexed.
Did you give her a treat or something? I saw she was a little stuffed. Rescue Princess looked a little.
Oh, did Lisa? No, she did that picture. Okay. Too much pie. Is that what she took? Did she put that caption on it?
Something. Did she eat pie?
No, but what do we call that? We're anthropomorphizing or whatever was that? What's that term?
Lillian had a little pumpkin pie. She had my pumpkin pie because I don't really like it.
Layla, why are you humping West? We're going to keep the X-rated stuff off the.
Come on, let's see your hump, Wes. Go, Layla.
She's gone. She stopped.
Show him who's boss. I don't think we've paused, April. Maybe perhaps it's you.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was super mellow and groovy. I made the food, and Grace and I had a really lovely time, and Lillian doesn't really like turkey. She likes mashed potatoes, but she doesn't like turkey. And I even had a little can of wine that was pretty good. I was shocked. I've never had a can of wine in a home before. I've had them at festivals, like Coppola's daughter, Sophia, has a little sparkling action. They'd serve that at Jazz Fest. They did. I wonder if Jazz Fest will happen in April or if it will happen in October.
I don't know. At this point, you never know. Right now, they're going crazy now.
Do you know that Michigan is the highest in the country?
The highest new spike of cases. What's their vaccination rate? Is it lowest, or is there a correlation there or not?
It's pretty low. It's not as high as the vaccination rate in a little tiny town in Sicily. Teeny tiny town in Sicily is 104% vaccination rate.
104%?
Yeah.
Whoa, Layla.
Go, Layla. Show them who's boss, Layla.
So Wes is apparently, this is the second time that's happened. Wes is apparently taking some liberty she does not like. But they're entertaining themselves, so this is good.
They sound like they're having a blast.
Yeah, they're doing their daily playing. Why do you sniff his butt? You know him, you see him 3 times a week.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. Just the thing.
She has to remember.
You got the memory of an elephant. You don't need to remember.
They're so cool. Lillian is wrapped up in like 7 blankets right over in the corner, like this at me.
She was crashed last night. She curled up my lap when I was watching the basketball. She did not want me moving.
She did not want what?
Me moving. She was very happy. Huh, Layla?
Good job, April. So no fish guy this week?
No, what we did, well, actually, he came Wednesday, but we got their 2-pound piece of New Zealand of the Ora smoked salmon.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh, that was eaten in the afternoon before Thanksgiving dinner. The crowd, the whole 2 pounds was gone. It is because, I mean, picture it. It's that oily salmon that you have even it's even more flavorful. We're going to a Hanukkah party on Friday night, and we're bringing an appetizer. We're going to get another one of those and take that.
And did you have Thanksgiving at your home?
Yes. 2 days later, the kitchen is still not completely done.
The newlyweds?
The newlyweds, Joey's brother, brought a friend. A friend of ours from Laguna was here, and then a friend of Allie and Joey's, the wife, because the husband's a firefighter who was on duty that day. So 8.
And what was I going to ask you? Oh, what about the coffee maker?
The old one the other old one seems to be working fine. So now my instructions are I got to return the new one that hasn't been opened yet. So I guess, all's well that ends well.
Why? Well, but it's going to stop working eventually.
Then I'll go buy it again, buy another one. But we don't really need to store extra coffee makers.
No. Julie Luce would like to know how much the salmon costs for 2 pounds.
It's I think he charged like $30 a pound, $31 a pound. So that's cheap. but it's, if they say you get what you pay for, it's
Does he
not.
ask you to pay with Bitcoin?
No, actually, we use Venmo with him. You can pay any way you want, but we usually use Venmo. Get it to him quick.
There's a guy at the Oakland Farmers Market that uses Bitcoin. No cash.
So Julie, what you're looking for is anywhere you can, I don't know how, because it has to be flown in anyway from New Zealand. I don't know, you look for Ora salmon. That's that. It must have something to do with I don't know, I wonder if it means that the water is colder or warmer that cause it to have that kind
Oily.
of, huh?
So oily.
Yeah.
It does sound fabulous.
So fabulous.
Sounds fabulous. And so then what's today? What fabulous Jeff Metzger isms will happen today? Besides Doggopalooza.
I'm taking Allie and Joey on the golf course this afternoon.
Ooh, with your new golf clubs.
Well, more for them. This is more for them.
Are they golfers?
No, they're beginners. And Allie, who never played when we were kids, when she was kids, even though I did, even though we lived in a golf development and I played, she never was, other than driving the cart. And I almost had it tip over on her one day. I remember when she was young, which was, I can tell that story if you want, but
go ahead, tell us that story.
Well, anyway, so Joey got her some clubs about a year ago. What?
Did you guys have breakfast?
No, nobody's eating.
Morning.
Morning.
So they got clubs. That's how they dragged me back out. So
Thank you, Lisa.
thank you, Lisa. Driving the driving range. That's got me back again. So they go to the driving range. Allie's a complete beginner. I mean, Joey, I think, has played a little. So I'm taking him out to a little 9-hole short course this afternoon. Put Allie on the golf course for the first time, rather than just a driving range, and see what comes of it.
Is Lisa a golfer?
No. She may go with us to walk around, but she's not. Never has been.
Layla's been to the golf course?
Layla has not been.
I
played for 40 years and then stopped, and I didn't play for 15. And then I just decided to. So
now that you've had your fitting, you can't, it's on. Do you wear like cool little plaid pants and stuff? No. Jeans?
most places do not allow jeans on a course, so you either have to wear something else. Probably shorts today. It's gonna, it's warm today, so I can.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then this evening, what's for dinner?
I think we're gonna do a steak scallop and salad and
What,
mushrooms.
surf and turf evening?
Surf and turf tonight.
Nice. Do you know scallops have like 100 eyes? How many eyes do scallops have?
Siri.
Scallops have a large number of eyes, up to 200.
You undersold your story.
I did up to, of about 1 millimeter. They're arranged along the edge of the mantles.
Anyway, Allie on a golf course when we were little.
They can see everything. Yes.
So one day I take her out, just
No.
when I'm going to play one day where we used to live, and I'm gonna let her drive the cart. She's probably, I'm being stupid now, but she's probably 9, 10, something like this. So we're playing this hole, and I let her drive the cart right down the middle of the fairway.
Oh.
And I'm walking behind her. I figure, okay, what trouble can she get into? She's 50, 75 yards ahead of me. And all of a sudden, I see her jump out of the cart, which was kind of dangerous. She hysterically jumps out of the cart and runs away from the cart. The cart stopped.
Oh, no.
The cart stops, but it stops on a hill and then starts rolling to the left towards a creek that borders the left side of this fairway. Okay. And it's the
Where are
creek.
you from the cart?
Oh, I'm approaching it now, but by the time I was still too far away as the cart started rolling, I couldn't reach the cart. But it started rolling to the left, downhill towards the creek, and at the edge of the cliff of the creek, it was probably another 20 feet down below. Okay. This thing is going, and if it goes into the creek, I'm on the hook for a new cart because it's going to destroy the cart. The cart slowly goes towards the creek. It starts rolling down. It's slow, and there was one tree within,
Right.
I don't know, a 15-foot space that was
One
like
tree.
around, and this thing slowly and nudges up perfectly to hit the tree, to stop the cart, to prevent it from going into the creek and destroying the cart. So I finally go up and I run up to her and I said, "What's going on?" She says, "There was a spider in the cart." She to this day, she's still not, what's the phobia of insects? She got freaked out by this thing, and with the cart in motion, jumps out of the cart, which could have actually tipped on her and caused some serious harm.
Yes.
Jumps out of the cart, with the cart going, because there was a spider up, she's driving here, the spider's up there.
You can't blame her.
That was not well received when I came home and had to tell Lisa the story, which was the second time that something like that happened. When Kevin was like 2, okay, I'd go out to the course, I'd put him in a car seat, I'd stick him on the golf cart, and I'd go play, and he'd be strapped in his car seat, and I'd play, get back in the cart, and I'd go, by myself in the cart. So one day I'm out there, and he's in the car seat, but I did not heed Lisa's either somewhere between advice and instructions that perhaps I should actually strap the car seat into the cart.
Somewhere between.
Okay, somewhere between, to strap the car seat into the cart. He's strapped into the car seat, but the car seat's not strapped in the cart. So I'm on this one hole, and to go to the next hole, you have to turn the cart around on the cart path. And it's a little uphill, and then you make the turn to the left, and you turn to go back the other way down the hill. So as I make this turn, boom, out the car seat with Kevin in it.
Oh no!
Well, I'm not going very fast, but the car seat still goes tipsing over and face down. Okay, so I had like 12 seconds of terror because I have to stop the cart, jump out of the cart, run around the cart, and go turn the thing over, not knowing what I'm going to find. And there's he wasn't even 2, maybe he was a year old. He just looked up at me smiling, put him back in the cart. Had to tell Lisa,
you're good, right? Everything's good. Everything's
fine. But I had to tell Lisa that story too.
Maybe be careful today when you go out.
We're walking today.
Carts are, I lived in San Luis, and
this is a small little course. It's short. There's no carts on it.
I've seen some pretty gnarly crashes on.
Oh yeah.
Golf carts, and everyone thinks, oh, golf cart. I was driving my golf cart once, and all of a sudden, and it had a top on it, thank goodness. Crash, bounce. What? And I keep driving, and I look back, and I stop, and there's probably a 30-pound iguana on a limb that had fallen from the tree above, bounced onto the roof of cracked the roof, and then bounced off, and then just sat there. For like an hour he sat there. I thought he was we would have just been, Lillian and I were, but oh my goodness, you have to be careful. Today I'm concerned. Wait, Lee Cooper just said, I told you last week a friend of mine's wife fell out of the golf cart on a turn and happened to hit her head on a rock and died instantly.
Oh Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah, another dear friend of mine broke her leg on a golf cart in Catalina. Oh my God, we did that when our youngest was a tot. She was hooked in a car seat, but the car seat not to the car. So I bet there's some car seat stories out there. Lillian has a car seat. Does Layla have a car seat?
No, we have a tether.
How big was the spider? Daddy long leg size or smaller? Like not a brown mountain spider, not like a recluse or something?
It wasn't that big.
Oh, I thought you were going to show a photo of it right now.
No, I had to text her and ask her how big it was. But of course, after 27 years, I'm sure that the story, the embellishment of the story, that probably the spider was this big. No, it was not
She
big.
probably wouldn't like in
Oh.
Sarlita with the jumping spiders. They come right at your face. Yeah.
Oh, the caterpillars in Costa Rica. We were getting stories about that one. Bugs are not her thing.
Yeah, Costa Rica. If you don't like bugs, you don't go to Costa Rica. Oh, okay. First turn, April said. It tumbled across the back seat of the van. She was upside down, unharmed. It's a good thing, yeah, because the seat is bigger than the kid, so then it protects you. It protected Joey. Does
Which-
Joey know that happened to him?
Kind of like the phenomenon of the cell phones, right? When you put the case on the cell phone.
Right.
So it's basically, I think that's the same thing. Is there was the border. So when he fell, the
That's what you kept telling Lisa, right?
the edge, yeah, really. Well, there's no cell. There probably was. Yeah.
No, I'm saying the border of the chair.
No, that may not have been. That was over 30 years ago. Yeah, because he's Anyway, that's probably what he hit. No,
Oh, he says he was in Costa Rica. He doesn't remember any bugs because maybe he was drinking too much. Oh, there are bugs. Big bugs. Centipedes. Centipedes crawling across your face. They have on Maui, they have those cane spiders. They're like this big, and you can hear them walking.
So Keith told me the story the other night.
Brother Keith.
We're watching. Okay, so the background of the story was: did anybody see because it made the news of LeBron James, cold cocking that kid in the face, and then the kid went crazy. Anyway, LeBron gets what's called a flagrant two foul, and it gets thrown out of the game. So, with that as the background, let's see.
I'm just not a fan
Of what?
of LeBron James.
Either is Keith. So,
Hi, Julie. Safe travels. Have a fun trip. An uneventful flight.
but here's what I want to. Okay, so here's what Keith then says. So we're texting about it and chatting about it because it's an elbow. He put an elbow. He put it.
Punk move.
Or whatever. Keith texts me and says, I don't have to worry about elbows. This is my brother in Mexico. I don't have to worry about elbows, just scorpions. Fumigators coming in this morning. I deserve a flagrant 2 for what I did to that mother ever that was in my living room earlier today.
In there.
He says, scorpions play dead when you approach them, and they're tough, like little land lobsters. So I take off my flip-flop, and one whack I know doesn't do it. They act like it did it, but I know better. And I stop wailing on them until they are mostly mush. Zero remorse. I know it's their jungle, but I come in peace, and they do not come in peace.
But they do. But it's not fun. I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I felt something here in my hair. And then another time, Lillian was in bed, and I hear her playing with something. It was going click, 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 click. I go, what is that? Oh. She was playing with a scorpion.
Oh.
Happened a couple times. Anyway, somebody else, there are spider stories. Everyone has spider stories. We'll have a spider story show sometime.
With Allie as your special guest.
Yeah, please. I'd love to have her on sometime.
She would, yeah, but not on that topic. You wouldn't get her on.
There's a movie called Arachnophobia that was in Cambria, or do you say Cambria? Cambria or Cambria. This is true. Well, I don't know what we're going to talk about tonight on One More Saturday Night with Gary Lambert. Do you have any ideas?
Um,
Any
there's not much going on. There's no news.
probably talk Sondheim.
Hey, that's true. He would be good about that. And
He may have a story. Many of my friends have been posting photos of them with Sondheim or him in the audience when they were performing. It's been fun.
I saw a post from a cousin of mine, Donald Korn, who's been a longtime stage and film actor, who he wrote and said he after, I guess he had what was one of the crime lab shows. He had a recurring role as a pathologist, but he's been on stage and done musicals for.
Okay.
Do you remember the show Torch Song Trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Harvey.
Yes.
Why can't I think of Harvey's last name? The
Torch
one who
Song
played it.
Trilogy. I loved that, the graphic of he's playing piano and she's on the, yeah. Oh.
Harvey, Harvey, the one who played in the other one, who played the mother. Okay, wait a minute. Now I'm having a senior moment here. Harvey, everybody knows who I'm talking about. Harvey Torch Fierstein, Harvey Fierstein, of course. So he wrote that. That was his show. He wrote that thing. And then, but Donald I know he did in the 80s, he did a national tour as the lead in that thing. Anyway, he's had all kinds of roles over the years, but he wrote and said last night and said he had, he returned to the stage after 15 years of not being on, because he realized that if he didn't, he'd never have a chance to work with Sondheim. And he says a few years later, he got the chance to work directly with him on a show. Yeah. So.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, there have been some good, those remembrances for sure. So tonight, are you making dinner for everyone?
No, I think it's us. Although,
I don't know.
You never know. If Allie and Joey want dinner, they're welcome to join, of course. So, but I think the plan is just us.
No game?
No games. No game. The Warriors are in LA tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, the new Beatles film, right?
Yeah, that's up too on Disney. That needs to. Yeah, there you go. Talk about Gary with that. You can ask him. I'm sure he's seen at least part of it.
Good idea.
Okay.
Good idea.
Sondheim, no Bruce or dead. How about Sondheim and the Beatles? Do a little.
Sondheim and the Beatles. That's the topic tonight.
Right.
I'm excited, and I'm sure he'll have and his pumpkin pie that he made.
And his pumpkin pie that he made. I did see the post about that.
It's a beautiful pumpkin pie. And yes, we did have cranberry sauce from the can.
Lisa, delicious brandy.
Ooh.
Cranberry mixture. Oh boy, was that good.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, with fresh cranberry.
I like the sound of the can.
There may be some left. I don't know if there's any left or not. Layla, what are you doing? Layla, they're talking to you. Yeah. You probably want breakfast, huh?
I have to make up a new Layla song so I don't sing an Eric Clapton song right now.
Right. I saw that. I got an email yesterday that he had a Black Friday special on his stuff.
Oh, did he?
A blast.
Is it Leila?
No, Layla.
Layla.
Like the song.
No, but I thought you guys might, kind of take it over the top a little bit.
No. Layla.
Layla. Layla. Layla. Layla. Kind of works.
Okay, so.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff Metzger.
You're very welcome.
I'm happy that you were here. I tagged you, but you can always share the show with your friends.
Always share the show. And maybe I will today.
Share the show. Yeah.
Golfing stories.
Golfing and spiders. Oh my. Golfing Layla and spiders. Oh my.
Golfing and spiders. And a boy.
You might come up with some other really great stories.
if I started on the golf stories over all those years, there would be a lot.
Well, we're ready whenever you are.
Yes, some of them would bore you.
I don't want to hear those.
No, but there's other ones that are, a pure golf story about, this particular shot at this particular. I can tell my hole-in-one stories. Those would probably be.
Oh yeah, we're ready.
I won a truck one time. I'll tell one more story and I'll go. So I was one day I go out to our course. This is like 25 years ago. Go out to our course and I'm going to practice, hit a few balls, and then go to work. So I walk into the pro shop. They said, "Hey, there's a little 3-club tournament today at this local course. Team, kind of a team play. We need another player. You want to play this afternoon? Okay, let me. Okay, fine. I'll switch my schedule around and I'll play." So I go out. Like an hour later, I'm at this other course. It's like 20 minutes away. And they put us, I think we started in the second hole. In golf, there's a thing called a shotgun start. So everybody can play at the same time. They start everybody on a different hole instead of everybody starting on the first hole. And then, you go one group and it takes forever. Shotgun is where everybody starts in the same hole and everybody finishes at the same time. You just play. If you start in the third hole, you'll play all the way to 18 and play 1 and 2. And then
Okay.
we start like on the second hole. So the third hole is a par 3. And the green from the green was 2-tiered, but the top tier of the green was higher than the back tier of the green. So the thing went down, back, and then down. Okay.
Okay.
The hole was in the back tier, such that you actually couldn't really see the hole from the tee because the thing. So I hit this shot, and I right at the hole, and it was a good shot. So everybody hits, we go up, and no ball. Don't see a ball. So we get out of the course. I say, it's either in the hole or it's over the green. So we walk up, we look in the hole, there's the ball.
Oh wow.
So I'm all excited, and I turn around. It was like a 200-yard shot. It was a good shot. I mean, knocking the hole from 200 yards. I turn around, and behind the tee, look back at the tee, behind the tee is a pickup truck. And I'm thinking, holy moly, was this a hole-in-one prize hole? I think it was a hole-in-one prize. I might have won that truck. So we finally make back to the pro shop, and I said, "Was that a hole-in-one hole?" "Yeah, that's the truck." "Well, I made a hole-in-one." "Congratulations," the whole thing. Well,
Really?
so the story gets much more complicated. What happens in those things is car dealers that put up a truck or a car as a prize, they buy insurance. There's a whole product of insurance, hole-in-one insurance. So they put a premium down, and then if there happens to be a hole-in-one, which doesn't happen earlier, they get the money for the truck or the car. And obviously, the greater the value of the car, the higher the premium. This was in 1997. This was like a $14,000 pickup truck. Now, I don't want the pickup truck. I want the money. I just as soon the dealer gets the truck back, I get the money for the truck, and everybody's happy. Except the insurance company won't pay me. Why won't they pay me? Well, because these policies require that who's ever hosting or who's ever insured is hosting the thing has to have a spotter on the hole
Oh.
to verify that there was a hole-in-one. The policy may have had some other language to the effect of, that unless circumstances surrounding the thing, da 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 da. So remember, I could not see this ball go in the hole from the tee. So the young assistant pro who was supposed to be spotting didn't screwed up and wasn't there.
Wow.
So there's no spotter. They're threatening to not pay this claim, which means A, that I'm getting the truck, not the money, and I don't want the truck. And B, this poor kid's going to lose his job for screwing up and costing what could cost, the club some money in any event. So remember, I'm a lawyer who sues insurance companies. So I put my other hat, took my golf hat on, put my lawyer hat on. We sent them all kinds of statements that said, here's what happened. And they still wouldn't pay, mostly because there was a guy in the group behind us that was backed up at the tee. So there was a weight on the tee. So there was the group behind us was watching us as we hit, as it backed up. And there was one guy that I knew. I said, here's the witnesses. And this guy had a reputation for not being particularly honest anyway. He was caught cheating on a golf course a couple times. And what does he do? After I've told them, the insurance company, I did not see the ball go in the hole, but here's what I did. I drove up, we got out of the cart, we walked to the green, we didn't see a ball in the hole, we looked in the hole, there was the ball. This guy tells the insurance company, oh, sure, I could see the shot go in the hole, okay? Thinking he's trying to help me, but realizing that, you got to tell the truth. So now they're saying, wait a minute, something's smelly here. One says it didn't go in the holes, one says it didn't. In any event, they were threatening not to pay the claim. So finally I decided, okay, I'm going to pull the ultimate threat. Now this particular brokerage makes its living selling these policies to in golf tournaments. That's their business, okay? To car dealers for hole-in-one things. I mean, that's, and there's a zillion of them going on all over the place all the time. So I said, this is back in the days really before there was any this is before social media. So I drafted a letter I was going to send at my expense to all the car dealers in California and said, beware of this particular brokerage when you host a hole-in-one tournament, because here is the experience I just went through, and they're not going to pay me. So I called the insurance guy on the phone one day and said, okay, here's what's going to happen. You don't pay me this claim, I get the truck, that's cool. However, I am going to send out the following letter to every single car dealer in the state of California at my expense if within 24 hours you haven't paid me this claim. And I read him the letter that I'd written. And he says to me, well, would you mind sending me the letter? I said, no, I'm not going to send you the letter. I just read you the letter. You have the letter. Pay me within 24 hours or else I'm going to send the letter. Guess what happened?
You got paid.
24 hours. They agreed to pay it. Yeah, that was the end. So I got the truck. I mean, I got the money. They got the truck.
You got paid. I know what happened. You went to the bank.
I set up a little charity to benefit junior golf, and donated some of the money to the charity for the junior golf, and that was my hole-in-one, my best hole-in-one story.
That's a good hole-in-one story.
I have other ones. We'll save that for another day.
All right. Well, you could have one.
None that I won. None that was a $14,000 shot. The other thing too is and I was playing some tournament golf at the time, but I think it was like $500 if you received any more than $500. I think that was the thing.
Remember, they love the wow.
Playing golf, that you were not considered an amateur anymore, so you would be considered a professional. And you could not, they suspended my amateur status, I think for a year. It was a year, which means I couldn't play any tournaments for a year. I figured, okay, that's worth the $14,000. So
heck yeah.
Okay, that's all I got.
I have to give you one. That's a good, strong applause. Rob Morocco and William D. Lindemann and I loved your story.
That was my story.
Wait till next Saturday.
Layla wants to say, come here, Layla, come here.
Layla.
Yeah, come on.
Pretty girls. Pretty girls.
Oh, good.
Pretty
Okay,
girls.
here we go. Okay, Layla wants to say goodbye.
Bye, Layla.
Say goodbye,
Layla,
Layla.
oh, Layla dog. Bye, Layla.
We're gonna go have breakfast.
Have some fun. Bye, Layla. Bye, Layla. Bye, Jeff. She's so cute. Loves to dance. She's so cute. She loves to dance. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be real nice. And everybody look at Layla once or twice, 'cause she's so cute. Oh, Layla, Layla, Layla the dog. She's so cute. Oh my, she's looking out for the Amazon guy. Yes, she is. Oh, Layla, Layla, oh, Layla, Layla, she's looking for where I am. I can't wait to see her with Lillian. Layla, Layla, oh, Layla. Yes, she's that cute girl in California. Well, Layla have lovely thoughts. Layla have some loud barks. And Layla have a luscious, luscious heart. Layla. One more look, Layla. Layla. There she is, oh Layla. There she goes, oh Layla. Love real hard. Love hard, Layla.
Yep, love hard. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks.
Real
Yep.
hard. Bye. See you tonight, you guys.